live, and the last time I spoke about this on a live, interaction was crazy. So I know that this is clearly a topic that resonates with humans and that you want to hear about. So we're going to talk about it again today. And that is the topic of failure. So if you, Kobe, hello. Hi, Cobes. We have loads of people joining us on TikTok and on all the other streams and on Instagram. And today we are going to talk about failure and what failure, how it affects us, how to let it not affect us, and how to see failure as an opportunity, because failure equals funny equals fortune. Okay, so today I want to talk to you about basically my rejection protection protocol and something that you can use to kind of stop failure in its tracks and re-look at how you look at failure and how you deal with failure. But first I want to discuss why failure is such an integral part of growth and why failure is the guarantee of success. Okay, so for those of you who literally aspire or look up to anyone who has made it big or hit the big time or is someone who you value and appreciate in any field, that person has not gotten there without failure. If you think about it, someone like Thomas Edison, it took him 10,000 tries before he discovered the light bulb and how to make the light bulb, okay? And he saw, what was so brilliant is he saw the 9,999 attempts as ways, not failures, but ways as to how not make the light bulb. Okay, so it's all about reframing. It's all about how we look at failure and how we let failure be an opportunity instead of something that keeps us stuck and holds us back and changes the trajectory of our lives and sets us off our life path. Okay, now in improv comedy and comedy, we see failure as an opportunity for comedy to happen. If I think of the amount of times that I and every single comedian out there who you love and who you watch has gone out on stage and died, okay, completely bombed. Yes, you know, it's very easy to see people succeeding and to think that it's all overnight success, but failure is an absolute part of the process. And now, especially in comedy, you know, the beautiful thing about going out night after night after night and failing and jokes not working is it really makes you resilient. It makes you resilient because if you can get up on stage in front of thousands of people and fail night after night after night and be that vulnerable, there is nothing on this planet that you cannot do. So if you are looking to build unwavering, unshakable confidence in yourself and in your messaging, study comedy. And not to be a comedian, but to learn about yourself and to learn about your vulnerabilities and how do you be vulnerable in front of other people. And if you can fail in that environment, you can fail at anything because it kind of makes you, not kind of, it makes you unstoppable. It truly makes you unstoppable. So as I said, in improv and in comedy, we see, and stand-up comedy and clowning, especially clowning, oh my gosh, clowning is based on failure. We see failure as an opportunity for the laugh, an opportunity for comedy to happen. So when we go out on stage as a clown, as a comedian, what eventually starts to happen is we start to go, oh, how do I work with the failure, and how do I work with the awkward, and how do I turn that awkward or that failure into funny? Into funny. So if you look at if I look at comedians who are like really great at improv, like Jimmy Carr, um, uh, you know, uh, Chelsea Handler, and I look at how they are with their audiences and how they respond to their audiences. That is from, that's that tool, that feeling, that ability to be able to talk off the cuff and be agile and in the moment and unstoppable is from years of failure. 100%. I can tell you that. From years of having jokes not working and being able to sit in the moment and react quickly and respond and be able to turn that failure into comedy. As I was saying, when it comes to clowning, when it comes to physical comedy, you know, the reason we see failure as an opportunity is because we understand that behind the awkwardness is where the funny lies, right? So if you look at Charlie Chaplin or Andy Kaufman or any physical comedians, you'll see, when are they the funniest? Slip on a banana peel, get hit over the head by a frying pan, walk into a street pole. Okay, so they are able to heighten the failure to such a degree that it becomes funny. And as an entrepreneur or a business owner, if you are able to recognize the pain point of your ideal customer and heighten the pain point of your ideal customer and make it funny, instant connection, instant rapport, instant authority. And that is how you build adoring fans who keep coming back for more. And that is why we say that the fortune is in the funny, which is in the failure. Okay, so I did say that I would go over my rejection protection protocol again. So for those of you who are going through a failure, who are going through pain, who are going through a pain point, the way we deal with it is 3 easy steps. And those 3 easy steps to dealing with failure using the rejection protection protocol is to sit in the moment, experience the pain, give yourself 10 bloody seconds and nothing more, and sit in that pain, and then allow yourself to know that there is a lesson in this failure. I want you to start thinking like a comedian. This whole channel is about you thinking like a comedian so you can create like a visionary. Okay? So I want you to sit in the pain of that failure for 10 seconds, and then I want you to go, right, there is a lesson from this failure. What is the lesson that I need to learn? But I want you to ask that question from the highest version of yourself. How do you get to the highest version of yourself? How do you unlock your creative genius? How do you unlock your comedic genius? And that is by knowing like you know, unshakable confidence in your superpower and who you are. So you do whatever it takes to get into a state of, I'm brilliant at being me. This is my funny. This is my voice. This is my superpower. You get into that peak state, and then you ask yourself, what is the lesson that needs to be learned here? That's step number 1. Easy peasy. Okay. Step number 2 is the gratitude for the failure. Step number 2 is, how do we look at this failure and go, okay, it doesn't feel great now, but how do I reframe and see this as an opportunity? And one of the most effective beautiful, wonderful ways to do that is to create what I like to call a failure CV. And what you are going to do is you are going to create a document with as much energy, emotion, passion as you would put into a CV that you were sending out for your dream job. And on that CV, on that failure CV, which you are able to get off my website, claudineullman.com, you can download a PDF of my failure CV. What you are going to do is you are going to put in every single failure that you can remember and experience, every pain point, every moment that you have felt like I know I'm in a difficult situation, I'm feeling like it is rock bottom. I want you to list that down. I want you to list down the lesson that you have learned from that failure and the door that it opened. And you tell me after doing that exercise that you are not a completely changed, rearranged, divine human who is aware of their superpowers and grateful for their failures. Bada bing, bada bong, it works like magic. Okay? That is step number 2. Step number 3, to intensify and solidify your superpower and your abilities, is to create a portfolio of brilliance. Now that you are in the space of realizing that the failure has a lesson, you are grateful for the lesson, we now can focus on your superpower. And in this portfolio of brilliance, I want you to list every single time you can remember being in your flow, creative, bliss state. Now you'll say to me, what is this flow, creative, bliss state? This is the state where you are in, where hours can pass and it feels like minutes, where you can go days on end, creating and being in flow and operating from your higher self and your genius. Okay? It literally feels like bliss. And I want you to create a portfolio of all of these moments. And I want you to write down the feelings of being in this moment or those moments. Okay? And once you have done this rejection protection protocol and you are standing in your superpower, feeling your genius, feeling at your comedic center, feeling your most powerful, this is when you are able to take your business to the next level, to create comedy content that converts like crazy for your brand. But this is the space to create from. You cannot create from a space of lack. You cannot create from a space of negativity. So today's whole live was all about turning that failure into opportunity, seeing it as an opportunity for funny, and how do we then turn that funny into money? Okay, so if you have felt touched, moved, inspired by anything we have spoken about today, I want you to get my comedy cash flow formula, which will enable you to create comedic content that converts like crazy today. In that PDF document, I have included a script, a reach out script that you can adapt to send to brands, your ideal brands that you want to collaborate with, to say, this is the type of comedy content that I am producing, that I am creating. Let's get together, let's collaborate. And that is how you start earning money today. So Angel Doves, go and get that guide. As I say, share this with somebody who you feel can resonate, with an entrepreneur, with a performer, with somebody who needs to add more humor in their brands. This whole series is about me sharing all of my secrets that I have used over the last 15 years to make billion-dollar brands funny. And now I am sharing those secrets with you to make you funny. Angel Doves, I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Remember to stay hilarious.